How you doing, folks? This is Ron Grovis from Ron's Beers. I got a beer to showcase today for you folks. As you can see, Anchor Steam Beer. This is from Anchor Brewing Company out there in San Francisco, California. The Anchor Steam Beer has a long history going way back. Steam beers on the West Coast typically are coming, or the name comes out of California for the way they were brewed and fermented. But the history of this company, we have a little story on that. A gentleman named Gottlieb Breckel from Germany, a German immigrant, came to the country, and he started brewing in 1849. And he was brewing his beers, which would eventually become Anchor Brewing. And he had a good recipe for beers, and he was traditional German back then. And then in 1871, he came across an old saloon. It was an old beer/billiards, they called it in those days, saloon. A beer and billiard saloon. And they changed it into a brewery. And it was very successful. He sold his beers out throughout the whole part of Northern California. Not way up north, but within vicinities of San Francisco where the wagons could take them, the horse and wagons could take them. And then 25 years later, the name became Anchor Brewery, which is we know today, Anchor Brewery. 1896, another German brewer took over, and I'm hoping I'm saying these names correct, Ernest F. Baruth, B-A-R-U-T-H, and his son-in-law, Otto Schinkel, S-C-H-I-N-K-E-L, Jr. I will be putting these into the video. Their names, I don't want to murder them, the names, but at least you can get the spelling, and you might be able to pronounce it better than I. But they bought the brewery, and they ended up having 6 locations throughout the San Francisco area. But as you know about the history of California and San Francisco with the fires and earthquakes going on, and there was a number of fires just in the brewery itself, a number of times that burnt it down. But they always started over again and were very successful. Let's get to the beer. This beer is should be a deep amber color. It should have a thick, creamy head. It's a 4.9% ABV, and it has 30, I think it was 30 IBUs with this beer. 33 IBUs, correction, 33 IBUs. So it's a 4.9% alcohol by volume with 33 international bitter units. It has 158 calories in this beer. And they're saying to pair this with pizza. Well, I think all... I'm trying to mock the company, PR man, but I think all beers go with pizza. But they pair this with pizza, ribs, spicy foods, pepper jack, and lemon shortbread. I guess a lot of beers, really, in general, could go with a lot of foods like that. Beer is very kind of a liquid that, or a drink, I should say, not liquid, a drink that can go with a number of things, sweet or salty. And you'll see at the end of what I'll show you what I'm going to have with this beer at the end. But more information on this beer. Let's open it up and see what we're talking about. They talk about the steam beers and so forth. And the steam beers is the way it was fermented years ago. We got to the glass. An old Pabst Blue Ribbon glass. The original. We'll see that better when we got and also got a Pabst Blue Ribbon bottle opener. Isn't that interesting with the old style opener end on it. Alright, with no further ado, let's open this beer. Now let's look at the cap. They engineer it and print it. We will look. If I hold it still. Not much light today here. It's cloudy, overcast day. Rain was in the morning. It's going to rain hard tonight. I went from freezing pipes in the cold winter. Now it's in the high 40s. And now I'm getting water in the cellar. They can't win. Alright. See if any water vapors come out. Alright. It is the dark amber. not overly dark. Get the drone up. It's a bit of an amberish head. It looks white by the camera, I think, but it's carbonation, a lot of carbonation. It has a nice head on it, real nice looking head on it. Get the drone up again, and those are all small bubbles, but they're going into bigger ones. It's not really making a creamy head. The camera may be looking like it's creamy, but you'll see the side. It's really not creamy. It's just a lot of bubbles, and carbonation is strong though. It's strong. In this beer, it's a year-round beer, and it should be. They say a thick, creamy head is what the company is saying, or the brewery is saying on this beer. They have the malts in this two-row pale malt and caramel malt. The hops in this, which I didn't get any aroma. I'm getting a little bit of the malty smell, but the hops in this are Northern Brewer. I'm not really that familiar with Northern Brewer, but Northern Brewer and hops literally come out of England. They were developed in 1939 or 1939 or 34. Forget now. I think it was 1939. And the aroma on these hops, and I will get a smell on it, but this hops, this Brewer's Northern Brewer hop, should be. They say it's similar to Ringwood, Bullion, not Billion, Bullion, and Hallertau, which is the German noble hop. They say it's familiar to that. It's basically kind of for flavor, more so. I don't think it's for the aroma. I mean, but I think it's for the flavor. But I will find out. It's now a signature hop. Northern Brewer is now a signature hop of California. It's going to be a little bit mild because the alpha acids in this are 8% to 10%. Okay, you can see the head. The retention is still there. And that's a good thing, it's still there. Not strong, but naturally. Okay, no further ado. See what we can get from aroma. Yeah, I'm getting the malty, maybe a woody, wood. I don't know if it's called the pine, the woody, minty, minty. That's strange. That'd be strange, huh? Minty and woody. Okay, let's see what that looks like there. Okay, it is on the darker side. It looks full body. Still getting good carbonation, as you can see. Still getting good carbonation. Alright, with no further ado. That is good. That is a good taste in beer. Like lager, it's got a biscuity malt flavor. That's definitely the malts I'm tasting, and it's biscuity. It does leave a slight bit of hop finish that on the sides of the tongue and the mouth. It's drinkable. It's a drinkable beer. And the reason they say steam beer, it's when they were way back in the 1800s, early 1800s, mid 1800s, when they were brewing this beer and didn't have the cold like they do now on the lager for fermenting. They fermented these. Their fermenters were on the roofs of the brewery, and possibly that they were opened. Basically, the water vapors came out and made it look like steam. In essence, as they were fermenting this beer on the roofs, and it gave that effect of people watching or seeing up the roof, these water vapors coming out looking like steam. There is really actually no steam per se coming out of the bottles. And another term came to about the steam beer is when they, back at the saloons and bars and taverns, when they opened the kegs, water vapors would come out, and it looked so thick, excuse me, it looked like steam. And there was not just this one here, because it's just the way that they fermented the beers back then without having the cold, like we do today. The ice that they could use if they could get it, they just had used it nighttime outside, get the temperatures down, and produced, I think, a lot of water vapors. And like I say, two versions that I've heard as far as the steam beer is when the kegs were tapped, and whoosh, and water vapors come out looking like steam. And on the rooftops when they were brewing, and not just this brewery, but a lot of other breweries. This brewery capitalized on it because this is an old brewery, and they brew. In their copper kettles, they still brew the old-fashioned way. That's why they have a nice beer, nice drinkable beers. This is the only one. Latest one I've seen that they have, I think it's a blackberry IPA. Now that sounds really interesting, blackberry IPA. But we'll stick with this beer. So anyway, folks, this is a 4.9 ABV, and it's 158 calories with 33 international beer units. So if you got a chance to get it, coming out of San Francisco, it is nationwide. It could be worldwide, I don't know, but it is nationwide for us folks here in the USA. You gotta try it. It's very drinkable. I will finish this here. I will finish this with, like I was saying something earlier, I'll finish with these old-fashioned. My wife picks these up. And kind of sweet. Still got the toy in there. And Cracker Jack. So I will have this here, the treat, and finish the beer. So have a good day, folks. If you're going to drink, don't drive. Kids, if you're underage for drinking, don't drink. Your time will come. You'll be of age, and then you'll be able to drink all your life. But with that said, I want you all to have a good day and a better day tomorrow, and so forth. So, ciao.